Episode 10 with our good mate Stephen Crichton, and I'm really looking forward to this one. He's one of my best mates. And now you obviously move on to another club. Like, does it feel a bit weird? Like,
that was probably the turning point, like the slap in the face straight away. Like,
remember you boys coming to trade here with the mountain bop? I think that's a terrible version of it.
do it again.
I'm not doing that again.
We kind of made the promise that like we wanna be that light footy or like basketball. Like I'm about to get selected in both for schoolboys, and then my dad just goes, "Yeah, you're going footy," and just walked out. And I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet then."
I've seen you actually play basketball. You can't even DM me one-on-one, so we won't get into that. Jerome Luai to join the Bulldogs.
Ooh.
You like that, right? Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Trot, episode 10 with our good mate Stephen Crichton, and I'm really looking forward to this one. He's one of my best mates, former teammate, Critta. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me on the potty. Yeah, keen to have a chat.
I'm keen to have you
Let's
here, man. I've got you a great pair of sneakers. I know you're a bit of a sneakerhead, and our great friends from SHOEGRAB have gifted you a pair of sneakers, so I'm sure you can dive into that a bit later in the show.
Sir.
And congratulations for him. What's
you.
been happening?
Nah, just chilling out. Off season now. Start dogs training soon, so just been spending time with the family and putting up Christmas lights, which is a pain. But yeah, just been chilling out, having some family time. Haven't really had it the past few years, just with short pre-seasons and World Cups and things like that. But yeah, had the chance to sit down and reflect on a good year and chill out with fams. So it's good.
So you're obviously living out west. Are you going to be moving close to training at Bulldogs, Canterbury area?
Yeah, kind of have to. Already got a spot there in Belfield, so yeah, just definitely have to move out. I've spoken to Kix, lives out in Penrith, and he says the drive's kind of a pain, and especially on long days, kind of make it easier for recovery and things like that as well. So yeah. Hopefully
we don't got any psycho stalkers now that I know where you live. So
no, be cool.
But it's funny enough that I saw you at training the other week at Bulldogs. Random, I know, but I'm actually there doing a bit of a mentor program with Ciro, trying to get a level 2 in coaching, which entails being able to coach and being an assistant coach at NRL level. Have you been training already with the Bulldog squad?
Nah, so that day I went in, I just went in to meet the boys, kind of asked Sarah if I could go in, and didn't want to just rock up on my first day and haven't met anyone and that. So kind of went in and met all the boys, got the gear and just watched the boys train. And yeah, first day impression, the boys were switched on and just motivated to get better. So made me itch to get on the field, and now I'm just keen to start off the boys. So pretty excited for it.
How do you feel? Like, you've been at Penrith your whole career, and now you obviously move on to another club. Like, does it feel a bit weird? Like,
yeah, it feels a lot different. I think after every season, knowing that you're going back to Penrith is like a sense of security, and you know what pre-season looks like, because we've done it the past few years. But this time it's just like so excited to join a new club and meet new people, and kind of just makes myself get better, I guess, meeting new people and trying to lead the team in the right direction and things like that. And yeah, just really excited for it.
Well, I've got the earliest impressions of you first coming through the grades. Big, tall, lanky, rangy thing. And I was actually fortunate enough to be involved in your first NRL try. You want to tell people what that was like?
Yeah, so round 1 against the champions Roosters, round 1, 2020. Playing utility for most of that year, and obviously round 1 coming off the bench, jumper 14, came on probably with 20 minutes to go, and yeah, just kind of ran on and like so excited, had my family there and things like that, and just excited just to get my hands on the ball. And we're doing a shift from the right side, and yeah, I just heard coach through the walkie-talkie, "Oh yeah, get Critta ready, he's going on now." So I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go." Yeah, ran on the field and running up the middle, and just like I was that excited, just sprinted straight to the middle of the field, and I kind of like ran past the ball where the ball was coming right to left, and I was running towards the right side, and yeah, did a shift, and yeah, the boys obviously good skill, hit our gun winger down the sideline. Yeah, hit it down the sideline, and I was already down the middle, and kind of just like obviously had all the energy, haven't played yet, just got on the field, so just sprinted up the middle and. Yeah, perfect kicked from yourself, back onto the inside, and yeah, just kind of everything happened so fast. But
all in 15 seconds.
Yeah,
on the
just
field. That's
landed
crazy,
right on my lap and fell over the try line. And even my parents, talking to them after, they didn't even know that was me until my photo came up on the screen. But yeah, pretty excited and one of the best moments.
It is a core memory for myself.
Yeah.
It is a core memory. I'll never forget the way you celebrated, and then I celebrated like I scored. Like I was so happy. I think we were trailing that game as well. And obviously beating the Roosters, who just won the premiership the year before, it was obviously a very important game for us. And I think we ended up going and winning the game after that. So
yeah, we did. Yeah, pretty mad.
How good. And I don't know if you've had enough time to kind of really sit back and soak in your last few years at Penrith, but it's obviously been a very successful time there. 2019 you debuted, and then you played for another 4 more seasons and four grand finals. So have you been able to put all that in perspective? Because 95%, I'm pretty sure, of NRL players dream to play one grand final. You've played in 4. Have you actually soaked that in?
Nah, not really. Oh, probably just this season, knowing that I'm moving clubs, obviously. Had to sit down and reflect on my past 5 years on the club. Where I've started to where I am now. And like you said, I'm just so grateful with the amount of games I've played and the amount of big games I've played as well, especially 4 grand finals. Lost 1, went 3 in a row, but throughout the years I didn't kind of reflect. I was just like all about just being in the moment, just being ready to play and executing those big plays, I guess. And probably wasn't until the end of this year, knowing that I was leaving, that I really sat down and just reflected on like, wow, it's been one hell of a year, but still kind of like excited. Still know that this is not the end of the journey. It's just like the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Just the beginning of something that I can do special at a new club with new players, new system and everything like that. So it's been one hell of a ride at the Panthers, and just excited to carry that on and not just leave that, but use that as motivation to get better somewhere else. So so keen.
That's what I find so crazy. You just said it. It's just the beginning, and you've already won 3 premierships. It's just wild.
Yeah, crazy.
I see it dangling on what's dangling on your around your neck. It's actually blinding me from all these lights. It's just glimmering. Out of those 3 rings, which grand final stands out for you the most?
I would say probably the grand final just then. It's hard to choose that just then and the grand final against Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
Probably I would choose the Rabbitohs one just because of how we got there. It was COVID year, moving away from our family, and that was kind of the core of our group. Like, we're away from our family, and we don't want to just move and just be a part of it. Like, we want to move for a reason, and there was a purpose behind it, like going there, and we didn't want to waste our time moving to Brisbane. And we kind of made it obvious that it wasn't a holiday, which was pretty cool. And obviously losing the first final, and we had to go the long way. Lost the first one, and then we had to win 2 in a row to make the grand final, which was pretty hard. But we kind of had a theme there of Mount Everest and climbing the Everest, and just the way that the year went, away from our family, and everything just happening so quickly. Like, they kind of just told us to up and move like within 1 week. So it was pretty special to do that. But obviously the last grand final would obviously be second, close first, obviously. But because it was my last game, and obviously playing a vital part in it, and scoring a try, and just being special, being my last game for the club, and obviously on my 100th game as well. So it's pretty special. Pretty keen.
You scored in a couple of final series now, which is awesome. And speaking of that 2021 year, I was on the other end of that game, but play on the other side, which I was in a very unique situation, and like, I was the weirdest dynamic. But we won't talk about that. I want to talk about the rise in 2020 year when I did play with you. Like, we just felt unbeatable that year, and unfortunately we were just short in the end. You actually had a harder run in that 2020 year. Was there any doubt that crept in at all for you personally or the boys? Like, you got beaten by the Rabbitohs that first game, and then you play Para. They almost get you. It could have went either way. Yeah. And then you play Melbourne, same thing. And then again in the grand final, you just scrape in again. Was there any doubt leading into the final?
Yeah, I think so. Like 2021, eh? Yeah. I think so. There was probably a little bit of doubt there, but like, you being in a footy team, like, you don't show it, like, you don't show that there's no doubt, you know. Obviously losing the first final, it hit us real quick, like that. Well, we really need to work hard about what we need to do to turn our last 2 games around, and like I said, our whole theme around it was like family. Like we didn't come up here to take part. We came to win a premiership. So after that loss, kind of really like pulled the boys even tighter. That we had to work a bit harder to nail those fundamentals that like we were like doing shifts from the left side to the right side. All of our shifts were like so good, but it came down to the last pass and we just kept bombing it, which we kind of like saw that Rabbitohs game and kind of tailored our training to fix those like fundamental errors and kind of helped us like get there at the end. But I reckon me personally, there was definitely doubt. Being in my second year, like coming through is just like trying to, everything was just happening so fast, like no experience as well. The only experience we had was losing the grand final and didn't want to get this close again and losing. So there was that doubt there, but motivation that like to prove ourselves and to prove to other teams that like we were the real thing. But yeah, I reckon there was like a bit of doubt, but kind of got there in the end with how close we got and moving. Like now, just talking to a few of the boys back then, moving there was like the best thing, you know. Like everyone came together. I got to meet the boys' families and partners, and you kind of see the different side of the boys, you know, like with their kids and stuff. Like they're totally different.
Who's under the thumb?
Who's that?
Anyone under the thumb? Anyone stuck to their missus or stuck to their missus pocket?
No, not really. No, like, bro, but it was just like cool, like seeing them with their kids. Like that's the side you kind of don't see on the footy field. You see them like all strong and like mucking around a lot, but yeah, seeing them with their sons and their kids and their daughters, side. Like their softer side is like, yeah, so much better, and kind of built that relationship, and you get to meet the kids, and when the kids get comfortable around the boys, like you have that family vibe. So that definitely helped us that year, which was pretty cool.
In last season's grand final, arguably one of the best grand finals I've personally ever watched, and I'm sure probably the best grand final you've played in, one of them anyway. Yeah. When you scored in that 67th minute, and you were trailing up to that point, I could see on your face when you scored that try, like you truly believed that you win that game, and there was still plenty of time to win it. And did you feel that way?
Yeah, I definitely felt that way. I think we just kind of needed to get the ball. We hadn't had the ball the first 20 minutes of the second half, and it kind of came down to our own errors. Like we just kept dropping the ball, like giving them easy ball for them to score, and Ezra Mann and Reece Walsh just killed us the first 20 minutes of the second half, and kind of knew that they were like just scoring off kickoffs. Ezra Mann just stepping everyone, and like it was pretty sad behind the post. Kind of like running back to our last kickoff before the momentum changed. I just like looked at the bench, looked at our bench, looked at our family on the sideline. It's like, frick, nah, no way. This is how it's gonna end. And I still remember like Claire's, because Yowie like went off, and it was just like Claire's talking, and Claire's just like, we just need to go back to our normal 2-set cycle and kind of grind our way back into the game, and kind of just, I don't know, even after the game talking to Ivan, we do like, you know, like our G2, like do the cycles and stuff, and kind of came down to our training, because we always do the drill like, when we verse our New South Wales Cup side, we like cycle for 10 minutes, say, and we're down by 2 tries. So like we're like training the way that if we were down by 2 tries, how are we going to think? How are we going to deal with the pressure? How are we going to attack, knowing that we can't do an error? Like, and kind of just, we were always good at that for training. And then, behind the post, that's all I was thinking about. Like, we've got to refer back to our training. We've been here before. We've done it before. We just need to hold the ball and get into a cycle. And then after that, just the Prince just took over with how he played, and everyone kind of seen that, and just the momentum changed. So
well, that's what makes you perform on the big stage. Just all the preparation that goes behind the scenes.
Exactly.
You know, all the hours in training. You know, how you're looking after your body.
Yeah.
And you're one of the most ultimate professionals. You like that, right? But man, you've played in so many big games, and there's another game I want to talk about, and it's against England in the World Cup, playing for your beloved Samoa. What was that World Cup like for you? I know you're very, very proud to be Samoan.
Yeah.
What was it like?
100%. Yeah. Pride is like the biggest word I say for my culture and for my country. I think hits me personally because I was born there, and mum and dad moving from Samoa to here was a massive step for them, knowing that we didn't have a house in Australia, so they just came here and like just started from scratch. Dad just went and started working by himself, and we lived in one house with my other cousins, and there was like probably like close to 20 people in one house.
Is this in Mountie?
No, not in Mountie, in like St. Clair. Oh yeah, basically Mount Druitt, yeah. And we were like all staying in one house, and Dad was the only one working until we had enough to rent out a place. So yeah, that's the only thing I think about when a decision comes up, or are you going to play Samoa? I just think straight away, oh, my parents. So like it's always a yes.
Grounded.
Yeah, exactly. So going into Samoa camp, I say it to everyone, like Samoa camp will always be my favorite camp to go in. It's the most fun, just knowing that the boys that are there, you're from the same country, like it hits different, and probably the same with you with playing for Lebanon, you know, like everyone's the same.
I noticed that when we did that post session together.
Yeah, exactly.
We're both two tight-knit nations, groups, and even after like just embracing each other, like, having conversations, like we've known each other for so long, it was just a really nice dynamic. And watching you boys play, I think it was a big surprise when you first got smashed against England. That was a massive, I'm sure it was a surprise to you boys. But then you've obviously come through, got to the semis, and then you face England again. Yeah. What was that like when you knew you had to play England again after the first game? Yeah,
obviously, probably going back to the first game was just like I've never been smashed by that much in my whole life. I think it just came down to like preparation. We got there probably a week out from the game. Me, Junes, or us Penrith boys and Para boys that played in the grand final, we got there late and kind of just got there and like went through the motions a bit. Like we were still on like Mad Monday vibes, like just going in and just being relaxed and stuff because of the week that just happened.
We just celebrated.
Yeah, exactly. So we went in and the boys were like a lot like separated. Like there was like a lot of groups. Yeah. And we kind of noticed that straight away, and we kind of didn't like bring it up or anything. It's like, oh yeah, like we'll be fine. We'll go out there and play for our country and do the civic goal and go through the emotions and hopefully like we'll just click. And yeah, obviously that first game just got smashed, like disconnection through the whole line, no communication, no nothing, no trust. And I think that was probably the turning point, like the slap in the face straight away. Like straight after that game, we were all in the sheds, like emotional, like quiet, so quiet. And came to the next day and the boys just got together and it's like, oh, if we're like really gonna want to do this for our country and make our people proud, we got to like sacrifice a lot of things, like sacrifice desserts, sacrifice like things like that, just so we can be better. And after that, we just ticked it off day by day. We started doing like things like we do now, like journaling and stuff, like making each other better. And just it turned our whole tournament around, just being smashed by one game, knowing that feeling, and made a promise to each other that we're not going to feel like that anymore. So then we ended up playing another 2 games and playing some good footy, and you could see the trust that the boys had in each other.
Completely different.
Exactly.
Chalk and cheese.
On the field and off the field, and keeping the boys accountable, and that's kind of where it started, just from like that big loss, turned the boys around and made each other trust each other, which was pretty cool. And then ended up coming up against England again, and that feeling was like just hit different, you know, like knowing that we're going up against England again, and this is our chance to get back at them. So prepared the best we prepared the whole camp just for that game, and the boys obviously came through and stuck in it till the end, and obviously the biggest game like for our country.
Big moment.
Yeah, exactly. So ended up getting the win, and just we were so proud, like for myself and the boys, how much Samoans around the world like gathered together and brought our people together, just with the parades and all of that. Even though we're in a different country,
unbelievable.
We've seen a lot of like videos, and it just kind of motivated the boys even more to make them proud, and make our own families proud, and put our own like last names like up. And now that when the boys like see their last names on the Tour Samoa, like who's played Tour Samoa, which is like pretty cool. Seeing their last name there. So it was good to turn the tournament around and play some good footy and make our people proud.
It was a pretty cool stadium too. I was so jealous you were playing there.
Yeah,
I'm actually
so
a
cool,
mad
bro.
Arsenal fan. So I was actually there 4 weeks before watching Arsenal versus Liverpool, and the stadium was absolutely packed. What a stadium, and I'm sure you had a really good experience. What was it like growing up St. Clair, Mount Druitt? Obviously, it's a bit of a negative stigma when you kind of think of those areas for a majority of people. It's a very tough neighborhood. Is it warranted to have that negative stigma? Do you think? Did you ever have that kind of growing up? Did you have that tough experience?
No, I think it was just probably not myself, but my older siblings was always around that type of stuff, like gangs and like just bad things around it. And I think that's what came with the name Mount Druitt, and it's a bit right now as well. It's always been like, oh, once you hear Mount Druitt, it's like, oh yeah, gangs, like violence and all of that. And when I was a bit younger, nothing positive like came out of Mount Druitt. Like probably a few like one or two NRL players came out of it. And ever since started playing footy, me, like Jerome, like Morse, Spencer, Tito, like there's a lot of like young talent coming out now, and we kind of made the promise that like we want to be that light coming out of Mount Druitt and showing these young kids that violence isn't the only thing there. Like you don't always have to fall back on violence just because that's what Mount Druitt looks like. Like you don't have to be that. Ever since starting playing footy, and me, Bizza, Romy, Spenny, like that was our core group from the start. Like we're gonna stick together and like we're gonna be the light for the younger generations, that if they see us, that, oh look, these boys are from Mount Druitt and they made NRL, like they can do it too. It's always been like that. Once we hear Mount Druitt, it's like, oh yeah, violence, like gangs and things like that. And now when I think about it, it's like you see like Bam Bam, like there's UFC fighters out there now from Mount Druitt that rep it hard, and we're proud to rep Mount Druitt now. Like, like, oh yeah, we've made it to the NRL, played Origin and things like that. And growing up through Mount Druitt as well, around the gangs and stuff, like violence and things like that. And it's just like pretty special to still make it out and be a living proof that even though you're born in Mount Druitt, you can still pursue whatever your dream is, as long as you put your mind to it. That's kind of the promise that me, probably Romy, Spenny and Bizza like started when we first started NRL. Like we want to be the light, and that's kind of why we do FTA trainings. Like if you see like those type of stuff, like FTA touch in that, like when we were younger, no NRL players came out to the park and played touch with the kids, and I think it's like kind of like pretty special that we still do that every Sunday, and we still do FTA trainings to prepare them for their own pre-seasons, because there's like, now I see like NRL squads, and like I see a few names that like, they came to FTA training, and kind of makes me proud that like, they had the confidence, and they came out, and we kind of trained them and just did training at the park to make them better, and I keep them in line to so they can pursue their dreams as well. So it's pretty cool.
For the people that don't know, what is FTA? What's it like? Obviously, it's from the area, but how did it come about?
Yeah, I think just, I don't know, it was always like a name, like just like, oh yeah, FTA. So the official brand is owned by Bam Bam. Shout out to Bam Bam, drink West Day. He owns the brand, and like FTA is like all about like, coming together, always doing things together. And it kind of all started when we started doing the like FTA trainings. Me and, Christian, my brother, we thought it was like pretty mad, because we were doing training in the off season, and we had like Bizza, like NRL boys, like, and a few of the like Royal Massey, like St. Mary's, like Chris Scanlon and that. And they brought up the idea like, oh, why don't we just like post it and see who would come down. And we posted it this one day, and like we were sharing it on our stories, and we're like, bro, I don't even think anyone's gonna come. And we rocked up to the field, bro, proper like fan day, like packed. And it was all kids like wanting to train with the boys. So like we were doing like 4-minute runs. We were making the kids do 4-minute runs. And like the boys were like running it as well, like trying to get good times, because it's off season. We're trying to training as well. 5 and 5s, like doing all the NRL con, and all the kids were just doing it too. Like it was pretty mad just seeing like all these kids do training with us and that. So that's how like the FTA like brand and coming together and all of that kind of started. So it was pretty cool.
How does that make you feel?
It's pretty mad. Like I said, a lot of the like, as we started doing it, it started becoming like a weekly thing, like Tuesday, Thursday, and like a lot of kids were coming down, and pretty special seeing a lot of those kids now being in NRL squads, like and seeing a few of them do like Penrith Cup training now, and seeing just makes me proud. Like seeing those kids that came to
awesome.
our FTA training now and like pursuing their dreams, and hopefully they can just do it for the next generation as well.
That's
So
a
it's
beautiful
pretty
story,
cool.
man. I love hearing that. And like I said before, like you guys, yourself, all the names that you mentioned have
Yeah.
absolutely put this positive light
Pretty much.
on the area. So, well, good on you for doing that. And you're obviously motivating a lot of, and inspiring all the kids coming through. So it's
course.
definitely something you should be very, very proud of, brother.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Onefour. Obviously, you've got a lot of athletes, talented athletes come out from the area. And now you've got Onefour Music Group. I remember when they first came out, and I think it was Spot the Difference. Was that their first song?
No, it was like,
do you remember?
I can't even remember. Yeah, but Spot the Difference.
I think that's what
one
put
of
them on the map, really.
Yeah.
And I remember you boys coming to trade with the Mountie Bop. I think that's a terrible version of it, but
Do it again?
I'm not doing that again. But do you have much to do with those boys growing up?
Yeah, heaps. And even now, just seeing them around, and obviously different road, different dreams and that. But it's so good to see them like pop off now, and it was pretty cool to see their music like tracking #1, and tracking up there with like around the world and things like that. And obviously we listen to it a lot, pre-game, pumping through the speakers, and it's just so good to see them thrive at what they're good at doing, and hopefully they can do some more shows and things like that to show their talent and things like that. But I think they had obviously the stigma of like bad violence and things like that. But I think that's just their way of telling their story about how they grew up and where they grew up in Mount Jordan, the struggle that they went through, and obviously a different road to what I am. But just trying to tell their story with what they went through when they were younger.
Like when you think about it, like it's pretty wild, like how they're not allowed to perform on a big stage.
Exactly.
A massive fan base, and it's almost in comparison to NWA back in the day. Like when you think about it, it's true. You know what I mean. So hopefully they do get more concerts out there, because they are a talented group. And what would you say is your favorite Onefour song?
Probably go Commas. I like Commas just because of the beat and how they made the beat too. I always watch that video, and probably the beat is probably my favorite about it, and just hypes me up before games as well. And the boys smash it through the speaker too, so gonna have to take it down to Belmore.
I know they do. Speaking of Belmore, okay, what is the OG area you reckon? Is it Mount Druitt or is it Bankstown? Because you're gonna have to come over.
I've actually never been like even now moving out to Belmore.
Yeah,
I don't know my way. Like I have to map everywhere. Like even though I'm 5 minutes down the road from training, I still map it. Like because I'm not like growing up. I've always been like a Mount Druitt boy. Like I've never gone past Parramatta for more than 2 days. Like or more than a day.
That's crazy.
If we go out, it's like for dinner, and then we just come like straight back. But yeah, I've never gone like not really like a city boy as well. I don't really go out to the city as well unless it's for promos now that I'm playing footy and things like that. But yeah, Mount Druitt's the proper area.
I'll look after mates like myself by coming on the show.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a bit of fan mail. You know, I let it out. I had to give some people exclusive that you're coming on the show. And so let's go through the Trot fan mail. Terry from Belmore. No, it's not Terry Lamb, but let's go. Welcome to the Dogs legend. Where do you see yourself playing next season, or do you already know?
Nah, don't really know. Speaking to coaches and that, I think with the team that we have, we've got a lot of young talent and new talent as well. So there's a lot of boys that play different positions and that are better than other boys at other things. So I think my intention, like going into the club, is just be as fit as I can, get as skillful as I can, be the best that I can, so that when it comes to selections and I play fullback, I play centre, I play wing, I play any position, I can nail that for the team. It's always been for the team first and whatever makes the team better. So yeah, for that question, a lot of people think I'm going there for fullback, going there for centre, but I think just going there, just preparing my best that I can, that I've ever been. Obviously setting a good example for the younger boys and a good example for the club as well. So when we go out there and play, I'm playing in whatever position, will make the team better and will make obviously the club go in the right direction and make our fans proud as well. So yeah, don't really have a preferred position or a position that I've locked in just yet. But yeah, just going in there with open mind, and just go in there happy, make the club better, and make myself obviously better as a person on and off the field as well. So
What do you love to play?
keen. I don't know. I actually get that asked so much. I love playing fullback. I love playing centre. I just love playing footy, you know, like whatever position, as long as I'm on the field and making people proud, making my family proud, and don't really have a preferred position. When I was younger, I loved left centre, but the past few years I've just gone to position, and I feel like that's helped me personally, myself, moving positions, which means I have to tailor my game. Like
adapt.
You know what I mean. Like if you go left center, move to right center, you can't
change ball carry.
You can't play you can't run the ball with your left hand on the right side of the field because they're just going to tackle you easily. So I think that's probably what I've learned the most at Penrith is if I move positions, I have to change ball carry arm, change which way I step and things like that. You can't play the same on the left side as you do on the right side, which is not many players like can do that, and I'm pretty proud of how much hard work I've put into like learn that, so that if it comes to like games and someone goes down and I get put into a different position, it's not new to me. Like it doesn't look like I'm out of position. So yeah, pretty keen.
Ultimate team player, brother. Great answer. You actually got a lot of versatile players at the Bulldogs. You know, you've got Jacob Carraz can play centre wing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
You've got Blake Taff can play in the halves or fullback. You've got yourself who can play anywhere in the back line.
Yeah, that's what
even
I mean.
Birdo, whatever he wants to play. So onwards and upwards. Now, Buddy from Sydney, you're built perfectly for AFL. Thoughts on a crossover?
I played AFL first.
I remember this actually. Yeah, I actually remember this.
I was in like the Giants system when I was younger, and the only reason my mum always told me, no, go play AFL, because when I was younger, it was if it was AFL or footy, she would always put me in AFL because AFL they don't tackle as hard. Yeah. So my mum was like, no, because it's safer, like you go there. But my dad straight away, footy. No, you're going to play footy always. And it came a time where like through school I was playing AFL, footy and basketball. And once I hit year 7, I kind of like put AFL in the back burner. Like, I don't really want to play that anymore. All my mates are playing footy and basketball. And it wasn't until year 11 or 12 I made rep for both basketball and footy. And this is for Australia schoolboys, basketball and footy. And they came and told me like, oh, you have to choose one. It's either you go full out on basketball or full out on footy. And I was leaning more towards basketball, like just because we had a good team, and I had a good team at Paddy's as well, and all those boys were like leaning towards like making Australia schoolboys and that. And obviously I had Spenny and that playing Australia schoolboys for footy as well. So I went home and told my dad, like, should I play footy or like basketball? Like, I'm about to get selected in both for schoolboys. And then my dad just goes, yeah, you're going footy, and just walked out. And I was like, oh, yeah, sweet then. And that's when basketball just like put on the back burner. But yeah, for that question, I probably won't go like AFL. It's just too much Ks and probably don't even know the rules anymore. But yeah, I love footy too much that I wouldn't change codes.
Doing those 4-minute runs.
Yeah, exactly.
You were flogging everyone. I was always just staring at your ass the whole time. This guy, man, he runs his legs are that long. Anyway, but I've seen you actually play basketball. You can't even DM me 1-on-1, so we won't get into that. A couple of true or false questions. I'm sure you love this game as much as I do. True or false? Penrith Panthers are the greatest team assembled since the 90s Brisbane Broncos and possibly in the modern era. I know you're going to try to be humble.
Yeah, I'll probably say true because like ever since I've started playing or ever since I've started watching footy, probably no team has done that. I wouldn't know the Broncos. What year?
90s.
Yeah, so I wouldn't I wasn't even alive, so I wouldn't know. So I'd probably say true.
When were you born again?
2000.
Oh my god, am I that old? Wow, were you born in 2000?
Yeah,
I didn't. Wow,
bro. Funny story for that actually. I'll just add it in. Pre-season last year, because I always thought that I was the youngest in the team. Because I've always like been one of the younger boys, and we're doing this like the questionnaire thing in front of all the boys, like just to get to know the boys a bit, like and Jesse McLean goes up, and he's like, oh yeah, and the guy Kevin Kingston asking him questions. He's like, oh yeah, so like tell us about you, like what's your name, where you're from, and he's like, yeah, Jesse McLean, from NZ, born 2006. And bruh, all the boys like Peachy and that were just like laughing, bro, because he was like the youngest in the squad, and no one was like, everyone just started laughing, bro. This guy's just digging it in how young he is. But yeah, he's only like just turned 18 or 19
That's
now.
wild.
Yeah, bro. Imagine if you were sitting in that room, would have made you feel old as.
Oh, thank God.
Are you the same age as Peach?
Yeah.
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 Peach makes me laugh.
Oh
bro.
my God, he's so funny.
Yeah.
Has he still got the pouch?
Yeah.
That's never got to go away. Unlucky Peach. True or false? Bulldogs can crack the top 8 this year.
True.
I like that. Why?
I think just looking at our team, like young team, I think we've got a lot of young talent as well, and a lot of them want to get better. Like I said, going into training, and you see a lot of the younger boys just gravitating to the older boys, and I kind of like that stuff. They're just keen to like get better, and like haven't really met Karaz and that yet, but just hearing stories about like the younger boys and him doing homework, like that was me when I was younger, and kind of helped me to who I am today. And seeing little things like that just shows like, oh, they want to get better. Like they want to do extras, they want to get better, they want to better their game and things like that. So yeah, just shows they want to be top 8.
You take a liking to Karaz. I can see a lot of similarities with you too. He's a absolutely love him, man. He's a legend. True or false? This is a curveball. Jerome Luai to join the Bulldogs.
Ooh. Myself?
True or
Well,
false?
what I think?
Well, yeah. What do you think?
Like, we haven't, to be honest with you, like, probably me, Spenny, and Bizzle will probably be the first. Oh, obviously his family too, but the first he'll tell. But he hasn't really like spoken about it with us. So I think all the talk is like still going on, and just want to see him happy. Like wherever he goes, he's gonna be happy regardless. But yeah, I just want to see him happy. But yeah, he'll definitely be more happy at the Dogs. So true.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, hopefully.
You never know.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Nah, yeah, just want to see him happy. But whether he stays at Panthers, Tigers, or whatever team is after him, and I know that he'll be happy, and our relationship will still be there. So yeah, happy.
Well, on the topic with Canterbury, what will you miss so much after leaving Penrith? What will be the biggest thing you miss?
Probably the boys. Like the boys was just so tight. Like no matter what, like the next year, new boys came in. Like the culture was still the same. Built long time like friendships there. Like even though me and Spenny's gone now, we still meet up like for coffees and lunch with Romy and Bizza, and those are the type of like relationships I have with them now. And like even the older boys, they were never too cool for like the younger boys, and that culture, like that's definitely what I'm gonna miss, like the boys.
Do you remember as well? A bit off topic, but whenever like you guys score and like you celebrate and like you kind of have this kind of bit of swagger and confidence, and I'm sure a lot of opposition teams that are like that, and even fans.
Yeah.
I actually remember when I think Bizza scored or Matt scored, and they just walked up to each other. They just shook their heads. Like he's actually started running with the joke and the theme. Did that actually play an effect to you boys at all, or did you feed off that?
Nah, it was like more like, bro, it was bizarre. Like this is a good thing. So Ivan told me and Bizza off one time because we walked into the sheds on game day, and like we were like mucking around and stuff. We still won the game, but like we were like pulling faces at the camera, like the Channel 9 camera inside. There's actually like a video that goes around on TikTok. I still see it when I'm scrolling through.
You have to send it to me.
And it's me and Bizza, like the camera's there, and we're like under the camera, and then we just go like and do like funny faces to the camera. And then like we still won the game, and we're doing that for like half an hour straight in the sheds while the boys are getting ready for the game. And then the next day, Ivan's like, oh yeah, like you two boys come in my office, and then we were like, oh freak, do you reckon we're in trouble? And then Ivan just goes, oh boys, like what's this? And then we were like looking at it, we're watching the video, we were just like laughing, bro, and we're like, bro, when was that? Like acting like we didn't know. But yeah, Bizzle was just like, and the coach is like, you guys need to like switch on. Like I know we still won the game, and like Bizzle was just like, yeah, but like this is us. Like there's no point in like playing footy and being so serious in life. Like we want to have fun while we're doing all of this stuff, and that's like Bizza kind of taught me that, like not to be so serious with footy and live in the moment and have fun. And that's where like the try celebrations started coming. Like, just like, let's just have fun with it. Like when we score, like it's like time to celebrate, you know, like we just scored and we're in the lead now. A lot of boys, like a lot of teams like score and it's like so serious. That was kind of like what I loved. Like, once someone scores, it's like, bro, if you're the last one in, you're going to get slapped in the head. So like all the boys just bolt in, like stacks on. It's like, it was mad. It was like, it just made the game more fun, you know what I mean?
I don't know how anyone gets, no one gets injured from those celebrations.
Yeah, I know, bro. We had a few like backflips and front flips like over the top.
That's wild.
This year. And it's good to see like the younger boys like Tito and that, like they just come in and just like feed off it, and you just see them just like launch over everyone. And yeah, it's just so fun, bro. But yeah, try celebrations are mad. I think a few clubs, like a few other players, like started to get annoyed about it, but that was just like, that just made like who we are. Like we're just having fun playing footy. We're young kids wishing to be here, and now that we're here, we're just having fun with it, you know.
Totally makes sense, bro.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm sure you missed those try celebrations. I'm sure you got to bring it to the Bulldogs next year. Growing up, who would you say was very inspirational for yourself? Was there someone that you really, really looked up to?
Probably my brother, easy Christian. Yeah, kind of looked up to him. He went through the NRL system pretty early as well. And I just remember he was the first one that started to train me. So when I was younger, I never made reps. Until probably my own age, SG ball. And I kind of had to, when I made that SG ball team, I didn't even trial for it. So they just like, Benny Harden, he called me and he was like, oh, you're in the team. Like, why didn't you come to the trial? And it was on like Facebook and stuff and I didn't see it. So my brother's calling me from NRL, like from NRL preseason. Like he's at training and he's calling me like, oh, why didn't you go to the trial? And I was like, bro, I didn't even know about it. And then I still got selected for the side, and then I started to get the like, oh, you're only in the team because your brother. Like you're only in the team because your brother. And I kind of spoke to Christian about that when I was a bit younger. I was like, oh, like I don't really feel like playing because I feel like I'm only in the team because of you. Like you're in NRL. So then he kind of like spoke to me and like started to train me properly. And after, so like I always kind of give him credit because he was the one who kept me grounded, and he would have the longest days at preseason. He did preseason with you, like you were there, and obviously your guys' long days, like wrestle, gym, field, and he'll come home and I'll just finish school and he'll take me to the park, even though how tired he was, and he'll take me to the park and train me with everything that he just did at Penrith training. So he would like train me and do all of that stuff, and it kind of got me ready. And when I went into SG ball, I was a bit fitter than everyone else, and kind of to like love the game a bit more, and spoke to me about like building my own name and like carrying myself, so don't have to live off, oh yeah, you're only there because your brother's there, and kind of did that, and always refer back to him with like contracts and stuff. I always talk to him as well about that, and he would always give me the honest truth, whether it's good or bad. Even games, he'll call me after games and give me the honest truth, and it's always been like that with him, and
I love Christian, and I also remember when he first broke the scene, and similarities, you two, like not physically. Christian's very short and stocky, and you are tall and rangy, but you both have scored some pretty cool intercepts in your careers. Actually, it was against Melbourne. That was the first game I actually ever beat Melbourne down there. So man, that was a crazy try. But hope he's well. Make sure you tell him to say hello.
He's good.
But next up, we've got a question from our previous guest, Billy Dib, two-time world champion. If you want to grab that envelope and open it up and have a read through.
Easy.
And you will have the opportunity to write a question for our next guest.
For the next person.
Good thing you got long arms.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Hopefully it's something easy, eh?
I reckon it'll be pretty deep, eh?
What is your why?
Wow.
What is your why? Answer it now? Yeah. My why, this one's pretty deep for myself as well. My why is my parents. I kind of touched on it before. But yeah, my parents moved over from Samoa. I was I was the last one of my siblings to be born overseas. We were all born overseas. My sister was born in New Zealand, and it's only my youngest brother that's born in Australia. But yeah, we were born overseas, and yeah, just knowing my mum and dad's like background stories, just yeah, they didn't really have anything back in the islands, so they kind of just got up and left their family. They just said, "Oh, we're gonna just try and wing it and go to Australia and try and get an opportunity for our kids." And yeah, they came over here with nothing, and we moved into one of our cousins' house just so my dad could provide enough to like get a house for us. And we were there probably like I said, almost like 20 of us, and how much of a struggle it was with just my dad working. Yeah, five of us kids. But yeah, just they're a big reason why I am where I am right now, and everything that I do is for my parents, just to make them proud and to put them in a better spot when we first came over. So yeah, that is the biggest reason why I play footy, and when things get hard like pre-season and that, is just always think back to my parents with the struggle that they had financially and physically when we first came over to provide for me and my brothers and my sister. But yeah, they're a massive reason why I play footy in that. So
that's a big reason, brother. That's a big reason.
That is my why, and yeah, that's why I play footy.
Well, that is very beautiful. Now you've got the opportunity to write down a question for our next guest, and I don't want to know. I'll leave it as a surprise. It's obviously between yourself and that guest, and then I'll. Yeah,
all right, on the same paper.
The one on the
There's
keyboard
another
there.
one there.
Yeah,
This might take a while, eh?
that's fine. Take all the time you need. I'm cheating you up. All good?
Yo.
Deep? Funny? Might have a peek later.
Yeah, medium.
Medium. That's fine. That's all good. Well, brother, best of luck. Good luck. I know you're really excited. I'm really excited for you. It's obviously a big change for you, but mate, you're going to a very, very, very good club, and I wish you nothing but the best. And thanks for coming on the show, my cuz.
My G. All good, bro. Anytime.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Let's Trot with my good mate Stephen Crichton. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're hitting that 5-star button, and make sure you're putting in the comments who you want to see as our next guest. So much love. See you next week.